Stop right here. Don't go anywhere. You are especially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this right here is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the T. I give detailed analysis of reality TV shows like Big Brother Naija, like Nigerian Idols, like The Voice Nigeria. Basically any reality TV show that actually interests you, it automatically becomes my interest as well. I literally carry up on my head. I give detailed analysis, I give detailed reviews. I run commentaries also because I want us to have fun. I want us to catch cruise. I want us to, vibe to stuff like that. And reality TV shows are not the only kind of content that I put out on my channel. I also do movie reviews. So you see this Glory Elijah of a girl, she's a very, very boring sport. Guys, for real. I am super, super boring. However, whenever I feel like passing my time, just having my own fun, chilling, being in a zen mode, I catch up on movies, which I find very, very interesting or exciting. But also, guys, I love reviewing those annoying ones because, hey, we have to call them out. You cannot come and waste my data, you cannot come and waste my precious time watching some really annoying movies. And I also talk about trending social topics because, of course, this life has to be balanced, okay? It's not all about entertainment and fun all the time. We also need to talk about those serious issues that concerns me, also concerns you as well. You're about to have a blast on this channel. I also share my life experiences from time to time. Yes, that is when people ask me to talk about it. But people don't ask me to talk about it. Sometimes I do not feel the need to talk about it. I like keeping my private things private. But once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. And as I told you before, you are in the right space. Trust me, you will be so addicted to this channel. People are going to be asking you, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And hey, don't forget to turn on post notification, all right? That is the best way for you to always receive alerts of my videos. So you see what I'm doing on my screen right now, just do exactly that and you'll be cool. See ya. Hey guys. Yeah. It's another Saturday and trust me, I am super excited. Listen, first of all, you all are absolutely welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the T. This is where you get the juiciest, factual, most accurate, most detailed, analysis of reality TV shows. Wait a minute, why am I reintroducing myself? That video was supposed to do all of that. Don't mind me. Old habits die hard. But I want to officially welcome all of you back to today's FSWG Saturday YouTube live stream. We do this every Saturday, 3 p.m. WAT. All right. And I'm super excited to see all of you on here right now. Yes. I mean, I'm always overwhelmed with so much gratitude whenever I see you guys coming through. Yeah, coming through on Saturdays like this. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, this is the weekend. I recognize that all of you, you've got things to do. You've got commitment. You've got errands to run. Like you've got your life basically to live. But then you still make out time to join today's conversation. I do not take it for granted. So thank you so much. As you already know, today we're going to be having a conversation with Nthabii. Nthabii might be running late. Yes, I just have to put that out there. Yes, so people don't start getting impatient. She might be running late. I am still trying to reach her. I don't know. I just pray she doesn't not come today. But yeah, we already had an agreement. So fingers crossed. But whilst we're waiting for Nthabii, I'm just going to catch up with you guys on what's been going on in the Bbmzansi Season 3 mansion. And before we go into all of that, let me first of all say hello to you amazing people. You know how we do it now. Say hello to those of you who are on here already. Nice. So I'm seeing Iponeng. Hi. I'm seeing Matladi. I'm seeing Moyo. I'm seeing Trey Moffat. Amazing human. I'm seeing Mercy K. I'm seeing Evelyn. There's also Heritage. There's Umo. There's Bongami. There's Temitayo. There's Caroline. There's Kola Defe. There's Solis. There's Finny Claire. There's Ruth. There's Frank. There's Brenda. Thank you all so much for joining. You people are simply amazing. There's Paul Faith. Who again? There's Hango. There's Chuma. Listen, thank you all for joining this conversation today. I hope you guys are doing great. Let me see again if I can still reach out to Nthabii. Nthabii is going to be running late. Oh my God, this is not cool. Anyways, let me start by giving you guys a rundown of how this week has been so far. All right, with more focus instead on the drama of the week, because there's a conversation that's still on ground, and to be very honest, I am kind of exhausted, of hearing and having that conversation over and over again. I'm exhausted, and I'm talking about the Gashwan and Tato's relationship dynamic. Guys, today's conversation, once again, for the 100th time that these people were having, it got me really exhausted. And listen, I can't wait. I just cannot wait for these two people to get out of the house so that finally we are going to get more clarifications and we're going to find out the truth, the reality. If for real, these two people are dating each other genuinely, or it's all a game, or it's all a strategy. And I say this with all seriousness because I think it was 2 days ago when they had that conversation in the closer area of the house when Tato was telling Gashwan how she felt, talking about the future of their relationship when they get out of the house. She was also talking about how she was going to talk to what's her name. She was going to have a conversation with Yoli, when she gets out of the house, that she would also love for Gashwan to also have that conversation with Yoli. She feels like she has a lot of explanations to do, That day when they were having that conversation, there was a statement Tato kept on making over and over again. She was literally telling Gashwan, I see what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. We are getting very, very close to the end of the game. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Now, for everybody that listens to that conversation, they probably felt like, okay, maybe Tato was just telling Gashwan that, oh, you're playing your game right. You're villainizing yourself and making the rest of the housemates and even the viewers feel like you are the bad guy, the guy that loves women, the guy that loves sex in the house. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. But on the flip side, I was over here and I was thinking that Tato was kind of indirectly telling Gashwan to not stop all the PDAs that he was showering her with in the house. I don't know if you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, but what I see is these housemates, let's not forget, Big Brother South Africa, Bbmzansi was off air for 7 good years. And they have busied themselves with watching Big Brother Nigeria and Big Brother Canada and Big Brother Australia and any other kind of Big Brother that had been in existence. But more specifically, Big Brother Nigeria, because they can actually relate, right? It's African vibes all through and through. So they have now mastered that there are certain strategies that actually work for the viewing audience. Before the show even started, I had a conversation. I did a video on this channel. I had a conversation with you guys, and I mentioned that what could be the change in the perception of the viewing audience, trying the South African viewing audience when Bbmzansi started, because of course they've been consuming content of Big Brother Nigeria, and there's been a mental shift because people would say that, South Africans don't care about stanship culture. South Africans don't really care for them. They just watch Big Brother South Africa for the fun and entertainment of it. They don't really support stanships. They don't really support fan bases and all of that. They just, after the show, they move on. They don't give gifts to whoever wins the show. The way Nigerians do over here. When somebody goes for a show and maybe the person behaves in an XYZ manner and they can relate to that person's attitude or actions whilst in the house. When the person comes out, they shower the person with gifts, monetary gifts and material things, everything unimaginable. They even go as far as buying cars, which some of them we know are lies. They go as far as buying cars, buying houses, giving them land gifts, giving them tons of things like that. And the housemates who actually benefit the most from such generosity of the fans of the show are those in a relationship. Yeah, the couples, the ships. So as I was saying, I know that the housemates, they've actually watched Big Brother Nigeria. They've studied the show to an extent, and already they know that fine, people are watching the show, not only South Africans, but also other people from other African countries. They're watching the show, and surely they would love to see the game of love playing out. And it's not just the regular kind of love, like you like someone and you're telling the person, okay, we'll meet us at the house. No, they understand that the viewers, they like the kind of love that is very, very expressive, that comes with a lot of effusive PDAs. You meet the person in the kitchen, you drop a kiss at night, you cuddle, you smooch, you fondle, you do things, you do stuff. I mean, Terry literally said it herself. that, the more she and Vino does stuff, the more the camera focuses on them. They are basically creating content. So they should go ahead and do such. So Terry was doing that. And most of the housemates were speculating about it. And so now, coming back to Tato and Gashwan's thing, I mean, guys, I found it quite interesting when Tato was saying those things to Gashwan, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. We are getting very close to the game. I am rooting for you. Keep doing what you're doing. So initially, it did not click because I was asking myself, what exactly is Tato talking about? What exactly is Gashon doing? That Tato is encouraging him to continue. And then it's like Eureka. It just dawned on me that, oh my God, this girl is literally hinting Gashon that, dude, all that PDAs that you've been doing, do not stop. Continue, because it's possible that the viewing public, they like it. They will definitely like it. I mean, regardless of if Yoli is in the picture or not. I mean, and that goes to show that the viewing audience, to some extent, they're very, very selfish. Yes, including myself. Yes, we're very, very selfish because at the end of the day, we're watching the show. We want content, right? We want to be entertained, richly entertained. So at the end of the day, we don't really care if there's been any case of betrayals. We don't even care if there's been any case of girl codes broken. What people really want to see is that show of love, of affection. And that is why there's a huge audience, there's a huge population of the audience rather, that are really rooting for Tattoo and Gashwan. They're really excited. Oh my God, look at the way Gashwan kissed her head. Oh, look at the way Gashwan hugged her. Oh, look at the way Gashwan calls her baby, baby, blah, 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 blah. But they also forget the other side that, points fingers of, oh, this book could actually be playing a game. And that is why I'm patiently waiting to see what is going to happen when they come out of the house. And that brings me back to the conversation that Tato was having Gashwan all over again in the kitchen. And mind you, guys, I don't know many of you have noticed, but so far, since these two people officially started having their thing, it's been a case of Tato constantly reiterating how she and Gashwan became friends in the house. It's more like she's trying to remind herself that what she's doing is right, or justify that what she's doing is right. And it's also more like she's trying to remind us, the viewers, that, hey, in case you people were not watching, in case you people did not know or did not see us, Gashwan was solely interested in me from the onset. And I have talked to Yoli over and over again, and Yoli had been constantly saying that, oh, there's no strings attached, there's nothing going on between myself and Gashwan. It's just there. I'm not really interested. And guys, she was basically doing the same thing again today, but she was having a conversation with Gashwan in the kitchen. The same old thing. She's seriously defending whatever she has, a situationship with Gashwan. She's seriously explaining herself, having to explain herself over and over again. I mean, it's now like a broken record thingy type of thing. According to Sister Mara, every time they're having a conversation, she always ensures that she reminds herself and reminds the viewing audience that, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. Gashwan liked me first before he liked Yoli. I have a lot of explanations to do. And guys, to be very honest, I think I'm exhausted. Yes, I think I'm tired. I would rather just watch Gashwan and Tato playing their romance on TV, and just doing whatever they wanted to do without having to explain themselves. Okay, not themselves now, but Tato explaining herself. Because the weird thing in all of this, Gashwan is not even bothered. Every time they have a conversation, Gashwan has never taken the pain and the time to explain as much as Tato has been doing for the past 1 week. Tato has been explaining, oh my God, she's been explaining, she's been defending, she's been citing instances, some of which I don't even know if they happened or not. And Gashwan, all he does is to listen. All he does is listen. So guys, as I said, I am exhausted. Yeah, I'm exhausted from listening and listening. As I said, I would rather just watch both of them. Just do your thing. Just kiss, cuddle, hug, talk about your future. When you come out of the house, what do you want to do? But you see that part of constantly explaining and seeking validation for yourself, trying to convince yourself that you're doing the right thing, that, oh, I did not betray you. Nah, Gashwan liked me first. It's boring. It's exhausting now. I'm done listening to all of that. But I don't know about you guys. Go ahead, let me know your thoughts. in the comment section below. Go ahead, let me know your thoughts. And I'm not blaming Tattoo, guys. Let's be very frank. I'm not blaming Tattoo. As I will always say, we see what the camera shows us, right? We do not get to see every single thing that happens at a go. We only get to see what the camera shows us. But regardless, we saw certain things. And Gashwan and Norman, they've had quite a number of conversations in that house, which are very, very unforgettable. There's a particular, okay, God, there's a particular conversation they were having. Gashwan and Norman, they were kind of, conspiring, or should I say, maybe conspiring is a very strong word. Should I say they were kind of conniving? Probably very strong word as well. Okay, they were kind of strategizing. I think that's safer. They were kind of strategizing on how they should play their game, especially with the females in the house. Gashwan categorically said, like specifically, plainly said, during that conversation, that he likes Yoli. That with Yoli, he would love to pursue his love interest with Yoli outside the house. But with Tato is a strategy in the house. He would love to smash and bang Tato inside the house. Yeah. And that is not the first time he has said it. He said that, and Norman was laughing, and they were, they kept on, they were really excited about their strategy, right? And Norman was not the only person that Gashon had that conversation. He had that conversation as well with Thamba. Yeah. For Thamba, he was telling Thamba, that he's very, very calculative about what he's going to do and how he's going to go about it. And Thamba was asking him, I think it was last week, have you set your plan in motion? And he said, yes, he's taking steps and is getting closer. And then, when, the funny thing is when these people have conversations like that, out of the blues, you just hear things, you're asking yourself, what are these people planning? What are they on about? And then, boom, the events that they are projecting, it just happens, and you're like, oh my God, you put two and two together, like, oh my God, this is what we're actually talking about. So I realized that, wow, so this is it. Could this be that this is the plan? And you see, there's this argument going on online between Gashwan and Tato's sheepers against every other person that is watching the show that feels like it's not really adding up. They are all saying that, when Gashwan made all those statements, he had not seen the light. He was not in his right frame of mind. At that time, he had not fallen in love with Tato. But now he has seen the light. He has fallen in love with Tato, blah, blah, blah. And I'm wondering, but Gashwan is one person that does not speak amiss. Gashwan is one person that his actions are well thought out. His actions are well planned out. I mean, early this week, he had a conversation with Thamba that no woman can use whatever she has, the P, to hold him. For him, he's focused on the 2 million rands. He said that one. And then, I mean, guys, there's just a lot. It's just a lot. There's a lot of things that has been said. And one of you, my detective active viewers, also took out time to go through their own archives. Yes, that's how people are really invested in this show. To go through their own archives, and bring out a lot of statements and videos and video evidences. More like making a case against Gashon. But a lot of clips. I said that, Glory, see, this is what Gashon said at this point in time. Da, da, da. And I was just laughing because, listen, guys, I saw most of those things as well, and I was just telling myself that, wow, Tato is going to be very disappointed when she comes out of the house and sees and hears all of these things. She's going to be very disappointed because, as it is, guys, as I will always say, I do not know. I'm not sure if Tato is also playing a strategy with Gashwan. It's possible that when she comes out of the house, she's going to claim that it's all a game. She's going to claim that she's playing the strategy, or she could come out and claim that no, they actually genuinely love each other. But then I keep asking myself that, okay, when she comes out of the house, what's going to be her first reaction when she sees those videos? Because there's not one video. There's more than one video of Gashwan professing how he feels about Yoli. And even if now more other people are making arguments that, okay, Gashwan did not do any PDAs with Tato. I mean, guys, don't you people get it? We're talking about relationship here. You're trying to woo a woman. You want to make her feel on top of the world. You want her to be seen by everybody around you that this is the only woman I am interested in. So as a result, you're gonna do everything. You cook for her. I mean, Ozo did the same thing during Bibi Niger season 5, the lockdown season. He wanted everybody, all the housemates, the whole world to know that Nengi is the one woman I have eyes for, not Dorothy. So what was he doing? He was cooking for Nengi. He'll serve her breakfast in bed. If she needed a leg massage, he'll do it. I mean, he was literally carrying Nengi like an egg in that house. Well, people might say that Ozo's intentions were actually pure, but I'm just saying that with a show like Big Brother, when a man really, really wants something from a woman and wants people to see it, you definitely have to prove it by your actions. And Gashwan had told Tato that, listen, I'm not going to talk anymore. Watch my actions. And that is what he has been doing. He has been acting it all up. I'm not saying negatively, but the actions are recent. That's what he's been doing. He's been putting a lot into his actions and he's hitting the soft spots. He's getting access to Tato's head. Today, Tato was assuring him, am I committed? She said, yes, I am committed to 100%. I know I have a lot of explanations to do. Like she knows fully well. And then she went all over again to explain over and over again to try to convince herself and us, the viewers, that Gashwan liked her first. Gashwan was fell in love with her first, and not Yuli. And the verdict is, guys, Gloria Elijah is tired of hearing that story. It has become really boring, really boring. But let me just go ahead and see. I can see that the comment section is really flowing. Um, let me see. So those of you that are still waiting for Nthabii, guys, honestly, I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm still ew. I don't know. Nthabii is running seriously late. Seriously late. Seriously late. Anyways, I just hope that she remembers. She probably has other appointments. But whilst we are waiting for Nthabii, let me just quickly go ahead and check the comment section. And whilst we're waiting for Nthabii, we can even start up our own conversation before she joins us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link to this conversation in the comment section below, all right? But before I do so, let me first of all read your comments and react to some of them, or respond rather to some of them. Let me see. Um, Sarah is saying, what I want to see more Stemba's game with Mpo and Venus inclusive, because I knew there's more to it. I mean drama. So with Temba and Venus, I doubt if anything is going to happen in that corner, because today Venus cleared Temba. She told Temba that she's not interested in having that conversation. She doesn't want to be in a triangle. She actually saw Temba and Mpo in the bathtub having a bath together, and for her that was the extreme level of intimacy. They had gone to another level. And Temba was like, well, you did not give me the go ahead to stop pursuing you. So apparently, Venus wanted Temba to continue chasing her. And Temba no get up power to wait. So, in my own opinion, I don't know. I think Venus should rest. And let me see this other comment. Okay, Sarah still said that I think Yoli already knew that Gash had a thing for Tato, and Tato at that time she was scared because she thought other girls in the house were more attractive than her and thought she had no chance with any guy. Well, I doubt. I actually doubt that, because Yoli was one of the most confident females in that house. Yes, her looks, her body, her size was never an issue. I think she was just only being careful not to be caught up in a triangle or anything of such. Yeah, so I don't think she had issues like that. Bogani says, but Gashwan and Tato are no more entertaining many meetings and discussions between the two. Enjoying Temba and who with Venus watching. Enjoy Terry, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. Same thing I'm saying. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of their conversations about who first got interested in who. Vrego said, Tato always brings up Yoli's name and it's tiring. Is it guilt or what? Exactly what I'm saying. And that's what I feel. I feel like she's feeling very, very guilty. She's feeling very, very guilty. And guys, before I even go ahead to add anybody on this conversation, let me even talk about something. Early this morning when they woke up, Tato and Gashwan were having a conversation. Apparently, last night, it seems as though Gashwan had almost gone beyond the boundaries that Tato had created for their relationship. Now, ever since they officially started making out, kissing publicly and, cuddling and fondling each other, beneath the sheets, every time it seems as though Gashon wants to go beyond that. He wants to do more. Remember, he had done more with Yoli. So with Tato, it seems like he's in a hurry to do it. He wants to kiss her. He wants to, touch her all over. His hands wants to explore her body, which he has already started already on Thursday after their weekly wager task presentation. He had already started by fondling her boobs. So Gashon wants more. He wants to do more. However, Tato wants to be that lady that carries herself with self-respect in the house. According to her, she does not want her narrative in the house to be all about Tato and Gashwan, Tato and Libo, or Tato and Tools. But sadly for her, she does not even know what's going on outside there. She does not know that already her narrative has been twisted to be all about Tato did this and Tato did that with Gashwan at that. But that's on the way and on the side. She's going to come out and see all of those things happening. But as I was saying, so it seemed as though Gashwan had wanted to go extreme. Like he had kissed her so much that he had started doing more than what she expected. And that had kind of caused a rift between both of them, a silent rift. And so this morning, Gashwan was apologizing. Guys, hold on 1 second. This my scarf is so tight. It's as if my head wants to explode. Oh yeah. So as I was saying, Gashon was apologizing to Tato, that he knows he went too far. He's not going to do it again. And Tato kept on saying, yeah, I told you not to kiss me like that. The way you're kissing me, it's giving people the impression that something is happening. Don't do it again. Don't do too much. And I am over here, I'm like, okay. You know this word they say, stop it, I like it. I'm sorry, but every time Tato is whining like that about Gashwan being too physical with her, that is what me I'm hearing. Oh, stop it! I like it. Stop me! Stop it! Oh, don't kiss me too much. She's saying don't kiss me too much, but she's leaning in for more kisses. Oh, don't do it too much, but she's leaning in for more. And I'm wondering, like, so what exactly do you want? And guys, the truth is, all these things happening, Gashwan is giving the impression that he's very much in a hurry to smash Tattoo. And this completely affirms, or should I say confirms, all the conversations he has had with Norman and Temba in the past few weeks, about wanting to bank Tato in the house, wanting to use Tato to play his strategy. And it was so hilarious that last night when the housemates were playing the bonding game, and from the beginning of that bonding session, they had been bombarding Gashwan with questions about, oh, do you really like Tattoo? When did you first fall in love with Tattoo? And Gashwan kept on giving them very, very positive vibes, very, very positive responses. I was laughing so hard over here because the thing I was just musing in my head was, what do you people truly expect? You all are there. Tattoo is there. Are you all expecting Gashwan to be saying that, oh no, it is not Tattoo I love, it is Yoli. Oh no, I don't feel anything for Tattoo. Dude, do you? I mean, even if his affections, whether they are real or not, he's definitely going to say what he wants Tato to hear at that point in time. Because Tato was so impressed, she was so excited to the point that when they were done bombarding Gashon with all of those questions, she went and hugged him and kissed him. Because in her mind, oh my God, Gashon genuinely loves me. You know what? Let me just go ahead and read your comments because, guys, this is crazy. Erica said, I think Tato is smart in a way. She does not want to embarrass herself. But I think she's already embarrassing herself. If you ask me, yes. Because it's one thing to say you don't want someone to touch you and kiss you and fondle you that way, but he's already doing it. So there's nothing about avoiding embarrassment there. She's already embarrassing herself. But what's my business? Who am I to say for her it's an embarrassment? For her, it might not be an embarrassment. Let me see. Bongani said, for those three, Yabuna. Okay, I'm kind of confused. Bongani, I don't really understand South African language, so please, if you want to comment, kindly comment in English, all right? For the benefit of those of us that do not understand South African language. Ellen said, I wonder how Norman feels about Tato and Gashwan. You know what? I would love to know how you people feel genuinely. So I'm going ahead right now to drop the link to this conversation in the comments section below. So if you have a lot to say about this Gashwan and Tato's dynamics, you just click on that link and you will join me on the screen right now. I'll have our conversation whilst we still wait for Nthabii. Hopefully she comes through. If she doesn't come through, it's all well and good. We're still gonna have fun, all right? But there's a lot to talk about actually. Just going ahead. Oh, and whilst we're talking about Tato and Gashwan's dynamic. We're also going to touch up on Venus and Temba's relationship dynamics, comparing it to what she had with BU. And then we're also going to touch up on Terry's outburst last night, guys. I stand with Terry 100%. I don't know about you, so we're also going to talk about that. So I've just shared the link in the comment section. If you want to join me on the screen right now, just go ahead, click on it, and let's start this conversation proper. All right. So who wants to go first? Still gonna go ahead and read the comment here. So Gaza said, I know we heard Yoli's side of the story, but Glory, I feel like there are two sides to a story. When Yoli said Gashwan liked Tato liked Gash more, personally as a friend, she broke the code first. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And that's why I keep saying that when Tato is out, we'll probably hear more of the stories because we'll be hearing a lot of her explanations already in the house. So I feel like when she comes out, we're gonna hear basically the same thing. But let's just wait and see. More comments. Um, Nomusa is asking, how is Nthabii feeling now as she sees Mpo bathing naked in the bathtub with her crush Temba as soon after she left the house? Well, I guess we'll have to leave that question for her when she joins us, if she does. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to get all these comments. Okay, so someone is saying, can we talk about the Temba, Mpo, and Venus triangle? That is why I dropped the link in the comment section. If you want to have any of these conversations, the triangle between Temba, Mpo, and Venus, or the Tato and Gashwan's dynamic, and Terry's grievance with the rest of the housemates, click on that link and join me. Let's have this conversation if you want. Okay, so still on some of the comments. So one and only motivation said Terry is so jealous of the couple. Yo, she can't even hide it. Do you see that as jealousy for real, guys? Anyways, I don't see it as jealousy, but if you think otherwise, click on that link and join me on this virtual conversation. So Lulu said today he will push harder because he knows she may leave the house tomorrow. That's you're talking about Gashon and Tato. Well, let's see how that goes as well. Vicky Jean said, watching from Europe, Glory, why don't you interview BB Niger people during their own time? Well, sadly, it's not up to me to interview BB Niger housemates when they come out of the house. Remember, they are treated as celebrities over here. So they have management, PR, handling their socials and handling their business out here. So when they come out, their management basically selects people that they grant interviews to. So FSWG is not about to go crawling and begging people to come on our channel, all right? So if I offer an invitation, you decline, the world moves in peace. Abby, nobody dies. So if any potential BB Niger housemate is on here and you are wishing and hoping to go for Big Brother Niger season 7, if you would want me to interview you, remember this day. If I send you a message and I send you an invitation, kindly locate your way to this channel. If you don't want, nobody is going to die. All right. So to you that is asking, it is not my fault. Okay. So we have Patricia. Hi.
Hi, girl.
How are you?
I'm good yourself.
I'm great. I'm happy to see you again today, looking all fresh.
I'm glad I'm in again. As I
Yeah.
promised, as I promised that next week I'm here again.
And I'm super excited that you turned up. I am super excited. Thank you so much for coming back. So I was really hoping that you would come back because a lot's been going on in the house as you saw. So
Yeah.
I have said some of my piece, but I would love to hear yours. What has been triggering for you this week watching the show?
Hey, a lot has happened, as you have said, but I
Yeah.
also want to dwell much on what you've already touched about Thando and Geshwan and
Mm,
Via and Themba and Mpot's situation.
mm,
Guess one is not, I can say, it's not a reliable somebody to can, for one to can say we are sure he loves a Tato or what. Because if you can remember
yeah.
in one of his diary sessions, he said he wants to make sure that he wins a lot of women's hearts so that it
Yes.
can keep on going. Because if you win the side of the women, you are likely not to be out of the game quicker. So
Yeah.
he did tell his brother that I'm going to change every week, every now and then. So we cannot really confirm. And maybe Terry, what he was asking him yesterday, it's because she picked it up that this one is
Yeah.
on a strategy. We are not saying he doesn't love Tato, but then there is a
Mm.
possibility that he
I
is
agree
just,
with you.
yes, yes.
Mm. Yeah, and you're right because I mean you are so smart to also pick that out because you know a lot of the viewing audience, the cheapest specifically, I feel like they've gotten so blinded by all the PDAs and all the show of love and affection, you know, the name calling, baby, 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 you know, you checking up on her. I mean, when you go on Twitter, you see a whole lot, and it's funny to me actually because I'm used to this game. I follow Big Brother Nigeria, so I know how it happens. I know how it starts. I know how the guys roping the women or the women roping the guy. Everybody doing everything for their own game, you know, and it's very sad to be honest because you can't have this kind of conversation with someone whose mind is already made of that, oh, I'm all about the shit. I mean,
Mm,
Gashwan, in as much as he's very, very calculating, he's also very, very transparent with what he wants. He
mm,
says
mm.
it, but people don't listen. He says it. I mean, he acts it out, but people don't want to listen. People just turn their ears to it all. And it's started that I really feel sad for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He plays
Yeah. So
again
you want to talk about
card. He's playing an open card. If you're not smart enough, you might not realize it that he is really in a game, Geshwan. He is playing an open card and
yeah.
making his game clear, but then it takes a person who is concentrating to see that Geshwan is on a game. So you can't really say he is in love with Tato or whatever. Geshwan is playing a game, and he's
Yeah.
very smart because he doesn't go to women that all men are looking at, like Mpo. She's an attractive person. Terry is very attractive. He goes to women who are just wandering around alone, and then he goes and cling to them. And in the meantime, it's for his benefit.
God bless you for making that statement. To you, May and Devon, you're absolutely welcome to this virtual conversation. I'm going to come back to both of you, but I need to make a point before I forget it. The first night they played the spinning the bottle game. Do you all remember what question they asked? Okay, when they asked Gashua to locate his crush and kiss his crush, like give your crush a lap dance and kiss your crush, he picked Yoli. Much later, I think that conversation came up last week or the other week. I don't know if it was Tato that asked him that question. That why did you pick Yoli as your crush? He said, I did it for a reason. Do you remember? He said, I did
Yeah,
it for a reason. Yeah, he said, I
I
did it for a reason.
yeah,
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, but I remember you commented about it. I didn't see it at the time when it was happening, but I remember you commented about it. And you could see when he is with Yoli, at his time with Yoli, he respected I'm sorry to put it this way. I hope it's not harsh. We are not saying he doesn't respect other women, but when a man is truly connected to a certain woman, you can see the level of respect that they have for them. I'm not saying he doesn't respect Tato. He does show respect and caring and all that, but then in the manner that he was conducting himself to Yoli, you could tell how 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 genuine it is. So it is a dangerous game that Tato is playing, But anyway, we will see when they all go out.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So let me properly welcome Devon and May. I'm super excited to see both of you on this screen right now. You ladies are looking beautiful. You're looking
You.
beautiful. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
That's okay.
Yes. So I don't know if you caught up on the start of this conversation, but I started off by complaining that I was super tired and exhausted of Tato constantly explaining the reason why
Hello.
she's doing what she's doing with Gashwan.
Network.
Devon, we can hear you.
Good evening.
Devon, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yes. Try to make sure your connection is better. All right. You can log out and log back on. Okay, Devon. But the rest of you, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I
Okay,
can
May.
hear you.
May, I would love to hear your own perspective. What do you think about this Tato and Gashwan's dynamic?
Um, with Geshwan, I think he's playing his strategy. His strategy is just clear and out. From, I mean, when Yoli was still in the house, he would say that actually he would reveal it to them, like he's playing a strategy to Tato and to Yoli. He was not hiding it. He was playing it plain sight. So I think Tato is aware. She knows that it's Geshwan's strategy, and since she has been nominated twice, in fact the first time after she stood up and she was saved, I think that's when she realized, was it the first time that Tools put her on as a save and replace. She was
Mhm.
saved then, and she saw, you see, this thing, most of the women that are here, they've been coupled. They've been, it's in Paul and Libo, Terry and Vino, BU and Venice. Most of them have been saved because most probably they're in a relationship. And I'm not just going to go blindsided maybe to be involved with Tools, such people as Tools, because Tools, she's not sure where Tools is standing. It's between her and Nale and all of that. It's always changing. But with regards to Geshwan, she knows, Geshwan has made it clear from the word go that no, I'm playing a strategy with you and Yoli, and this is how this thing is gonna play out. So I think she's going in fully aware what is happening, and she's just playing a strategy herself. And what I don't like basically is what Terry has been doing and spreading. I mean, her hatred towards Geshwan. We understood from the first diary that she doesn't trust Geshwan. She's not getting trust Geshwan, but now she's trying to change the perspective of all the housemaids and trying to turn them into hating Geshwan and Tato. She's even playing the card of, no, you guys have been, you were guys telling me that, I must be wary of the game and all of that, and not let Vino distract me and all of that. But now you see with Tato and why is it not the same feeling, the same issues? I just to understand her, I maybe she's playing a strategy as well. She's trying to just make um people to like her and vote for her. I just don't know why, but the hatred, ooh, it's too much. I don't get it.
Okay. Let me make a comment on that. I wouldn't call it hatred because it's actually a strong word. That's what I'm actually trying to avoid because at the end of the day
Mm,
they're playing a game and people would want to rip down other people's strategy to their
no,
own
true.
advantage. Yeah,
Mm,
but aside that, or in the light of all of that, I see what her name Terry was talking about last night. And I
mm,
don't think she was directly attacking Yashwan. She was actually directly attacking everybody in that house. It's just that she wasn't coming direct. She was making a general statement. And I feel like she was right to do so. You see, in that house, if you watch from week one, there's a lot of hypocrisy in that house. There's a lot of hypocrisy. People would say things that would make them look good in the eyes of their fellow housemates because, of course, you don't want to be in anybody's bad books so that nobody nominates you. I mean, Tools is number one in that regard. I want to be good to everybody so that nobody will nominate me. He clearly said it that that was his strategy from his first diary session. And that is what he has been doing till tomorrow, as long as Tools is in that house. So you see, when they say someone is politically correct, Tools is that one housemate that is constantly politically correct. That was why last time we were having that conversation, Thamba got fed up. I said, look, man, if you don't want to answer the question, you leave it. Because every time we ask you a question, you always beat about the bush. What was the question? Who are your two competitors or competition in the house? And Tools kept on dabbling and dilly-dallying. That is Tools for you. But Terry, on the flip side, she comes at you when necessary and she lays out all her cards and she, and I've noticed that whatever she says behind your back, at every given opportunity, when she has that time, when she has that opportunity with you, she will give it back to you directly, right? So that's why somehow I don't really classify Terry as a gossip in that house. Take for instance when she was upset with BU. Oh, BU is a vegetarian, blah, blah, blah. The day she had opportunity in the kitchen, she attacked him. The cake incident, she used that as an opportunity to attack him as well. So that's Terry. But all of that aside, last night she actually made a point. There were couples in the house, Terry and Vino. Why did they decide to narrow down their relationship to midnight affairs only? Because people saw Terry as a competition, as a threat from day one. Because she's loud, she's energetic, she's all over the place, and she's very, very assertive. They already saw her as a threat. Now, Vino now comes in. New boy, you luckily somehow you get the golden girl that every other guy has been sort of trying to get in the house. So he gets the prize. He gets the prize, not knowing that there's already on ground beef as to who is going to get Terry first. So he becomes the enemy of all the guys. Terry is also the enemy to all the girls. Not like enemy, but all eyes are now on them. So people are looking at them and thinking that, okay, if these people are playing their cards right, and they now come up with the strategy of lovers, which normally usually works in the Big Brother franchise, they might stay to the finals and probably one of them will win the show. So what happened? They started nominating Vino. The person that took it more personal was Sister Mara, Terry's bestie in the house. So even though a lot of them were not attacking them like outrightly, there were sly comments, there were jabs, there were the looks, the rude looks, all of those things. They did not really give them that chance to want to be expressive. And so that was why they said, okay, fine, to avoid issues. At night, during the day, we mingle and bond with other housemates. At night, we'll have our time together, which they were doing. But then it still did not work out because Vino still got evicted. And now, what's her name? Tato and Gashwan, they are doing their thing. They are all over the place. And they are really doing it, poking the housemates in the eyes. Gashwan is really putting everything, in motion. And so that's why Terry was upset. That when she was having her own thing with Vino, people were, coming for the attack. Like she was doing the wrong. You're telling her, oh, you are being distracted, you are losing focus. But now, what's so special about Gashwan and Tato? Don't you people see that this is the exact same thing you were chastising me for that they're doing? So when people say that Terry was actually jealous, well, I don't really see it. Latricia made a statement that Terry is already sniffing that Gashwan is probably using Tato to play a strategy because Tato used to be very, very focused, but now imagine her telling Gashwan, I'm rooting for you. Even though I'm evicted tomorrow, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping you win. Like, why did they? Like, do you see?
But I don't see where Terry comes in all of that. If Gashwan is using Tato, how is that her problem?
Oh, okay.
How is that her problem? They're all playing a game. It's Tato's game. Tato, she's never been close with Tato to even make it worse. We've never seen Terry and Tato all lovey-dovey, all close and all of that. So how is that her problem?
I mean, you have a strong point. You have a strong point. Yeah. Right. I mean, it's not a problem, and she might be coming on strong, but then I feel like she's also speaking from a place of pain. Like she feels cheated. She feels like all what she should have done with Vino, that chance was taken away from her because people felt like she was actually overdoing it. But it's fine. Neelam, You are welcome to the conversation. I'm happy to see you people again, the gang. You all are welcome. Neelam, you've been nodding your head. What's on your mind?
Hmm. This week had me re-strategizing the game already myself.
Ooh, I like that for Big Brother. Like, you start with it.
Man,
Tell me more. Tell me
my,
more.
my whole life is really shaking. Like I'm beginning to like was man, this week had a lot of I don't know what like eats. You know the way women feel the monthly eats, man. I felt it this week. The
Okay,
gash
who were you
one
feeling the
tattoo.
heat from? Okay.
You said what? No, like
I was
literally I
asking,
felt the heat.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, like I really felt the heat of the game. All PDAs from Gashwan and Tato. Aye, the whole Nali and Temba situation. Aye, man. Then I had the only conclusion I had was I wish QV was still in the game. Like, how would have all these things turned out? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel that pain. I feel that pain. Like, I really wish she didn't request for an exit and the whole thing can just switch directly. Well, first,
Mm.
as to these, complaints all about everywhere about, I feel like I do not think for once when I watched it at work, I've never seen Gashwan and Patu that close than they were after you.
Like, don't let me
I
myself.
think that situation left her hanging, like left series of questions in her. You get so I feel that's a bulge for her spilling out the whole, but she's that kind of person that doesn't go through indirect shit. She give you when the situation arises to bring up that situation, she plops up instantly. Well, Gashwan Tato, those two strategies are beatable, man. For me, hi, no, no. Like, did you see the words both of them do use? And I'm like, what's going on? I'm lost. Please, I'm lost. No, I am lost. Gashwan, I'm seriously lost. Like top five is shaky. I'm seriously lost. I'm not gonna talk. Like
I can
Gashwan,
relate.
I just can't say anything. Whether it's situationship, whether it's strategy, whether it's love at work, I'm yet to conclude though. I understand that everyone else that might have concluded. But for me, I'm yet to conclude. No, no, no. Like
I can relate. Look, Latricia, you know,
Yeah.
um, this Gashwan and Tato's conversation is actually a very, very interesting one. But let's deviate for a bit from there. Let's talk about Venus, Temba, and Mpho, with more focus on Venus. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think is Venus's psyche at this point in time? Because I don't want to say anything, so it doesn't seem as though I'm bashing Venus. But let me hear from you all. Latricia, let's start with you. What do you think?
Venus, thank you for bringing that up. I think Venus, there's a problem with the beautiful little girl. Venus has a problem. And unfortunately, Gloria, my favorite person, and she's the same birth date, whatever thing. But Venus has a problem. Venus, Venus is a complainant. Venus is a complainant. According to me, Venus is a complainant, and Venus doesn't really know what she wants. When Temba was following her, okay, all women, we enjoy being followed. But then
Yeah.
when Temba was pursuing her, she was playing hard to get, okay, we'll take it that it's natural. But then the moment when Temba is having a bath with Mpho, then she starts to have a problem, which is the same thing that he had with BU. When BU was still in the house, he said, no, I feel that you're giving somebody, I don't know who it was, attention at the gym and you're
Tato,
assisting her.
it was
Yes,
Yoli and Tato, yeah.
yes, exactly. But then when the people come full force on her, then she enjoys playing around. This is a game. It's a game of betrayal. You know, the one thing that housemates need to understand is that this is a game of betrayal. And according to me, the people who really know that they are in a game, of betrayal, and at the same time, they must be in love and at peace. I think it's Geshwan. He is there to betray and play a game. And Themba is there to betray and play a game. Themba is a betrayer. You must listen to him at the gossip corner. What do they call it? That corner where they discuss. And yes, Mpho is also doing the same thing, but he is not vocal. But then he's playing his game in terms of character as a woman. When you are a man and you are weak, he throws you in. He is not a very vocal somebody, but then she is also playing a game. And then coming to Terry. Terry is also playing a game, but what I do not like is that she's an open book. Yes, it's a good thing. I like it. She's not a gossip. I agree with you. I only differ with you, Glory, and agree with May on saying sometimes she is doing too much of that. She gets into businesses that are really none of her business, to be honest. And I think she thinks she's at a point where she thinks she's the alpha female, and she's definitely not. This is just a game. She is a nice person. She is an entertainer. She can make fun out of nothing. That is very good. She is loud. I appreciate her for that. But sometimes she gets into other people's businesses, even when it's really not necessary. And this is a game of betrayal. There is no honesty here. This is a pure game of betrayal, or to be honest. So Venus, to be honest, she must get her things. She must just put a sock in a shoe and get her game in order. She is not going to win this in her complaining about this and complaining about that. And at the end of the day, she's not even giving us anything. When she is drunk, she's somebody else. In the morning, she forgot. She doesn't remember. She remembers everything, but except for the kiss. I'm tired of Venus, honestly. I don't know, ladies. Talk to me. I'm having my teeth, Lori.
Oh my God! You know the funny thing, yeah. You know the funny thing. I was tired. To be very honest, I was tired this week. I feel like this week was kind of like the most draining week for me watching the show because I was exhausted. I was hearing too much nagging. This one is complaining. I'm like, can you all just shut up? It was so draining. And Venus drained me. Venus drained me the most, starting with the workout session. My God, I am a workout junkie, guys. Like I work out like crazy. So I know squat. So when I saw Venus doing that squat, I'm wondering like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And the one that baffled me was when she was seriously trying to make a case for herself, being all defensive. I have been told by so many people that this is how we do the squat, and this is I know I'm right. Oh, she was like, Libo is a personal trainer. Who has he been a personal trainer to? I'm like, girl, you sound so petty right now. That is not even the worst part. Then the worst part is her constantly reminding Themba that, oh, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship in the house, even outside the house. And Themba asked her, oh, so in the next 1 year, you are not ready for a relationship. You're not ready for a relationship. And then all of a sudden, I like the fact that Themba was very, very plain and direct to her. Themba told her, if you tell me to stop, I will stop chasing you. If you tell me to stop following other ladies, giving them attention, I will stop right now. But if you're not giving me anything to hold on to, like other things, then I cannot stop because I am a man. I cannot be in this house without aligning with any woman. And there are women that were actually giving him attention. And she said, well, guys, guess what? This morning, after she had been vexing for the past 2 days, today, what was she telling Themba? She was telling Themba that, imagine when a woman tells you that she's not interested, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to continue working on her, chasing her. I said, okay, Themba is a cheater. We came to this house like a lion, come and be chasing somebody up and down. Like, how?
She's loco. That one, I know. Yeah, she's loco. Like, she's always complaining. I'm sure even BU, if he's still watching, he's like, my God, I'm happy that I missed all of that. Like, I just don't understand it. It's if she's not complaining about, well, on Monday she was upset the whole day about being nominated and all of that. Then it escalated to a Libo doing her, making her the squad and complaining about it. And then it's Themba, and Themba doesn't even care. Like he's like, I'm tired of being a drunk kisser. Like you giving me drunk kisses, and then on the following day you act as if nothing happened, and we must not. Themba is there to play a game. He's made it quite clear that he's there for the team. He's not. He's not about to be going and chasing after Venice. I'm just so tired with Venice. Seriously, I think though it could be that she's playing her strategy. Maybe she's trying to slowly show us her true self, because this is completely different from whatever that she was the first 3 weeks. Which now people are even starting to believe that Acacia was right. Like this person, I know.
And you know another interesting thing about Venus this week. I think it even started last week. By the way, the first time she kissed Themba, she wasn't drunk. Let's get that one right. First time she kissed Themba, she wasn't drunk. This second time, it's dicey because it's impossible to remember. Like you remember everything, even remember how you went to bed, but then you don't remember what happened before you went to bed, and then you remember what happened in the morning. There's something called collective amnesia, but collective amnesia is not that terrible. Collective amnesia does not pick out one strand of hair and leave it. Nah, it doesn't work that way. So, but as I was saying, something I also noticed about Venus this week, or should I say, ever since BU was evicted from the house, Venus has changed. She's now more like she now gets more easily irritated. She now gets easily flustered. She now gets easily petty. Remember, after BU was evicted, the whole Nthabii situation, you said you are feeling a certain kind of vibe from Nthabii. Okay, you've always been an advocate for, oh, go ahead and have a conversation with someone you feel you are not getting the good energy from. She's the advocate of it. When anybody comes to talk to her about anything, she say, no, go and talk to the person. But
Yes,
all of a sudden, she's going around talking to
she's the
every
gossip.
single housemate except Mpho and Nthabii. And I'm wondering, like, what happened to it? So it was like when BU was in the house, I feel like BU was some kind of balance
Yeah.
for BU. Yeah. I don't know if it's his whole yoga practice. I don't know if it's the fact that he was a gentleman to her. You know, the way he handled her with so much care. He pampered her like a baby. You know, he really, really pampered her to the point of even
Yeah,
getting into
we do.
a
Yeah.
stupid cake fight with almost the entire house because he was trying to give Venus cake, you know. So I felt like the moment Venus and BU was evicted, you know, it was as if that thing that was holding her center, it shattered. And now what we are seeing is Venus is like all her tentacles are out. I'm going to poke this one, I'm going to do this, blah, 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 blah. She's all over the place. And I feel like she also knows that she has changed. Let's
Yeah.
forget about the game now. Aside the
Yeah.
game, aside strategies, Venus herself knows that there's been a
Oh.
shift in her demeanor, in her mindset. There's been a shift. And somehow, I was watching her today. It looked as though she's trying to get herself back, but it's difficult.
The train has already left the station. She can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Nilam, you want to say something?
Yeah, Venus. Venus is like she's an experiment tool for me, honestly. Like experimental on its own, on her own personal, she is. Well, I strongly believe that BU has like this strong influence on her character. But aside from both of you being the same birth date, I think no, that's all zodiac sign we all believe. I do not think it works on Venus because I do not think, because she's extra, she's way out of what I'm expecting. But at the same time, I feel BU's influence on her was a great one that we all didn't.
Hello, Nilam.
Yeah.
I think it's a network.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I come in, Glory?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
yes, can you hear me?
Now we
Okay,
can
okay.
hear.
Neelam finish, and then Lucretia will chip in what she wanted to say. Hello, Neelam.
Nilam is
Maybe
gone
she
again.
should log out and log back in.
Okay, yeah. Neelam, I think you should log out and log back in. Okay. Okay, Lucretia, you can go ahead, please.
I wanted to say I agree with Nilam, although I was losing here and there. When BU was there, she got herself together and all that. But then after BU left, I think the first mistake that she made, maybe it was out of being vulnerable. Let's not judge her. It was out of being vulnerable. That's why she ended up with a kiss with a Themba the coming Saturday. And that didn't sit well with BU because on Instagram he was saying, hey, Venus is a lip assassin. It's a LA. She's kissing everybody even after I'm telling you. And now I think poor her, she is now frustrated and she wants to belong. She wants to belong, and maybe Themba is not really giving her because Themba is all over. Is more or less like Geshwan. Yes, she will show that he will show that he has interest on you, but Themba is all over. You see, so I think and BU was right on her. Like Themba said, he said the other day that Venus must make her story clear, or else he will go after Nthabii. He is not going to be like BU, be chasing her all the time, running after her all the time. Themba did say that. Themba doesn't have time for that. He's here for the game. So as I said previously, that housemates need to understand that this is a game of betrayal also, as much as they are being human and they are emotional beings as well. But they also need to understand that this is a game of betrayal. Being nominated and all that doesn't mean that you are a bad person or what. They must take it as a part of the game and they must expect it. So Venus also doesn't take it well. She allows it to affect her game negatively because then she's fighting everybody after being nominated like May was saying. Yes. So it is a problem for her. She is in deep water. So I don't think it's doing her any good according to what we see in fan base, but we'll see tomorrow.
I actually agree with you. Neelam, I'm going to allow you to finish before I say what I want to say. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I actually felt BU as a stronger influence to make her hide a character, a kind of person. This is really woven of this. She's just like that type of Gashwan, while he was the HOH, you understand, we're expecting the real Gashwan character, but it took him strength to hide that part of his, he said it during the diary session, like it took extra Gashwan to hide his personality, like his real personality during the HOH, because he was taking all and all. Then the whole Gashon resolves back to that. You get it, just shrinks back to that part that is who Venus was. But the only person that was quick to read who the real Venus was Acacia. Like the babe was no. She was just like the only person I could say Acacia was right about was Venus. Like no. She just said that something is wrong. This person under the influence of this, no, there's something more. She knew there's something more, and in fact, she's just getting the old theory about her. She's giving us that limelight of who the real Venus is. Then as to nagging and all that, like she really needs to stop. As at Tuesday during the workout, when I got to work, because I work remotely, when I got to work, I was seeing this girl it's just like, if you remembered that time of BBN Niger, the whole CC thing, everybody keeps watching that saying, I left work. This is the same thing. What happened? I still complain. Then I saw this, even if I'm not a good workout person, but really that's not squat, and you shouldn't squat with sandals. Like, who does that? But at that point, she's trying to tell you, I'm just a stubborn person. You just had that you get that part of influence over me that I could not show it out. So I shrink under that shadow of BU. But right now she's just back. I don't know if it's the osmosis. Should I call that osmosis effect or something? Like she's from a lower concentration, she's moving high for us. Like she's just giving us Venus back, regardless of what the opinion of the viewers is. And really, for me, it's affecting our game, like really.
Big
And to
time.
be very honest, I am very, very, if Venus
So,
survives the election this week, if she does, I'm very much interested in seeing another side of her because it looks like every new week now we see a new side to Venus. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new side to her because I listen to Venus talk a lot and she speaks a lot of sense. But then the problem now lies in her acting or practicing what she preaches. It seems like it's a challenge for her. It's like when she's saying, "Oh, if you're nominated, it's not the end of the world. You should just move on. Don't change." Boom. Venus is nominated. She's the
exactly,
first person to change.
that's not what she just wanted to be like this. She's that type that can hold on to grudges for long and keeps nagging for as much as she can. As long as she can, she keeps nagging, unknown to her. She knows she can do it. You get that's the truth. She knows it's just that's where this is Venus. This is her. You get it. This is who she is. This is it. There's one thing about this BBM we're not saying. There's no how you go into that house. If you're trying to change your personality for a strategy, if the longer you stay, the more you're going to shield out that character for us. The longer you
Yes.
stay, you're going to keep shielding out that.
Gonna drag.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Neelam. Guys, for those of you watching the show right now,
To
if
go
you want to join this virtual conversation, please go ahead and click the link in the comment section below. I've shared the link. So
actually face talk to Nthabii. Okay, Nthabii, do you like this person? If she's the sacrificial person, she might be willing to let Nthabii be with Themba. But she wasn't doing all of those things. I just feel like, man, this is real Venus. No. Cut corners. This is Venus.
You're not,
okay,
Well, the longer every one of them keeps saying, the better we.
okay, Neelam, can you do us a favor? Can you log out and log back in because your network is really fluctuating. Okay, so just log out and log back in. All right. So for everyone that's watching this conversation right now, if you want to join us, please go ahead and click the link. I dropped the link in the comment section. Tabby just might be running late. We're still going to wait for a bit for her and see if she joins us. If she doesn't join us, then we can always see how to bring her back. But now let's move away a bit from the Venus, Themba, and the Fool's conversation. We haven't talked about the Fool yet, but let's move on to Nali and Themba. Nali and
thank you.
Themba, they were a very, very interesting conversation that happened this week. You know what? Let me leave it to you guys to talk about first. Okay, let's start with May. May, what do you think about the whole Nali and Themba's rift? Those two people always being at loggerheads.
Well, I know Themba. Themba has been using Dracula to be very explicit. There was
I
this
agree.
other time, the party where they had given Nthabii a jumpsuit, which was a bit tighter, but because I think she's tall. Well, he was saying a lot of explicit things to Nthabii as well as Nadi. So that goes without saying. I think that's why even Lawrence are trusted. Like, we're so tired of this Dracula thing. Just leave it. So besides that, I think also Nali, she's playing dirty by provoking and goading Themba and intentionally doing so. Because if she has an issue, she could have addressed it the same way that she did the first time when she said Themba had threatened her and all of that. She could have also addressed it. But this time around, she was just going provoking Themba and all of that. The saying that the two wrongs can make it right. One has to be the bigger man. If maybe she was upset about what Themba had been doing, which everyone was aware of. And they even mentioned that Themba is using this Dracula thing to just, be explicit and very, very raw, say raw things. But they were laughing about it because it was the character, and which he also mentioned to Biggie, that it's actually his outer alter ego, because himself is a very quiet person. He'll probably wake up and he's not a morning person, and even when he's chilling around with everyone, he'll probably not contribute. And we've seen that before the Dracula character came into place. Themba would just sit in that thing and not say anything and just look at everyone. So maybe that helped him in order to communicate and engage with the housemate. It's just that he took it to another level, took the Geshwan rawness of saying stuff and brought it to this Dracula. But everyone is okay with it. Well, even if they're not okay, but they take it lightly. So I just don't know. Nale, I'm not saying that maybe she's wrong, but the way she's taking the approach that she's taking it's wrong, because it can lead to other things like strikes and stuff, which that's how I see that whole thing. I don't know. That's
Okay,
how I
okay.
see
Thank you.
it.
Let's hear from Latricia.
Yes, thank you, my dear. The topic that I always wanted, Nale and Themba. They have a history from way back, and I believe, and from what I've seen, my interpretation is that I think Naledi is really taking it out of proportion. Let me put it that way. I think Naledi is overreacting. They are in a game. I do not remember hearing Themba being too much that deep that she can come out and say she has been provoked or being scared or anything. You see, so it's only that Naledi, I think she had an expectation, which I could be wrong. Maybe she had an expectation from Themba, and Themba gave him another side that she did not expect, which is okay. But she was not supposed to behave like she behaved. If you can remember the first scenario, ladies, I mean, let's be honest, she was overreacting. When she started crying and saying, go and apologize in front of everybody and all those things, that was really, according to me, that Themba is not my favorite person, but that was unfair. So Naledi, she was using the thing of being a woman and the thing of how can I put it? Let me just say domestic issues that we are experiencing as women. She was taking it and using it against Themba, and of which is unfair because this is a national TV. It could be denting, it could be painting Themba with a wrong brush. And only find that Themba did apologize and he was being genuine about whatever that he was saying, and then she keeps on doing it and doing it. And Big Brother, I liked what he asked Naledi and said to her, are you going to sort out your issue with Themba? She said, yes, but I will do it after Sunday. Then Big Brother asked her a very good question and said, why and after Sunday? That means Naledi's means to make peace with Themba or to sort out things with Themba are depending on if she is still in the house or not, because she is up for eviction. But then she is saying she will do it after Sunday, meaning if she is still in the house. It was a polite way of saying, if I'm still in the house, I'm willing to make peace. So then that is not peace. If you want to make peace, you will want to make it at that time. You see, so ladies, I'm a woman. I'm after all women. I'm up for women. But this time, Nona Lady disappointed me. Let us not abuse the poor men because we are going to say women abuse or whatever and use each and every little thing. They are also human beings. But then on that one, I'm not on her side. I'm sorry. I think she is overreacting.
I totally agree with you, and I'm glad you all are actually pointing out all of these inconsistencies because we have to be very careful here. This thing about women, women's violence, women's, marginalizing of women. I feel like in a game like Big Brother in Mzansi, it's very dangerous for women to use that as a weapon. It's like weaponizing a narrative, especially from a society like South Africa. It's a very, very sensitive conversation. I mean, there was a live stream we had a couple of weeks back, and somebody came on here and mentioned, I can't remember that lady's name. She mentioned that in South Africa, such conversations about women's domestic violence, violence in relationships, it's so sensitive that when cases come up sometimes, people rarely want to listen to the man's own perspective of what happened. For them, the single narrative of the woman it stands taller than the defense of the man. And it's a very dangerous thing that Nali is doing. In her mind, she probably feels like, oh, after all, it's a game, so I have to do whatever to survive. And that's why I kept on hammering weeks back as well that Big Brother needed and still needs to address Nali's allegations that,
I
oh,
agree.
Themba threatened her twice.
Yes.
That is a very, very serious accusation that, if not addressed, it's going to create a perception, a negative perception about Themba. And when he comes out of the house, people are going to definitely ask questions. And if there is no proof, if there's no receipt to show that, okay, this thing actually happened, then it's going to be the society against Themba. But I feel like Big Brother is not really helping matters. Big Brother is taking this issue very, very lightly. It needs to be addressed. Nale should have been addressed as well. I mean, if they address it, they show the clip like they do in Big Brother Nigeria. When something happens and there's an argument, and then Biggie will call them up on Sunday, he will play the clip so that everybody will see that, okay, this thing either happened or not. So whoever lied against the other person will definitely be punished with a strike. Yes. And if this person is wrong, you get a strike. So justice and fairness for all at the end of the day, that is what should happen. And now here we go again, as you said, with Nale, intentionally provoking Timber. And then it makes you wonder that, okay, what exactly happened with that first case that she raised? But I'm just gonna hold my noses there as I welcome Beatrice and Sia. Hi Sia, hi Beatrice. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Once
Women's
again,
conference against, yeah.
Yes. Women, Tia, you are here to defend the guys, okay? Or
hey,
you can also defend the women if you like, but since you're the only man on here, we would love to hear from you as well. Okay. So Nale and Temba, what are your thoughts?
yeah, that's something, else. But yeah, Glory, that's too much pressure, you're putting on me. I can't defend every man out there.
Okay, give it a try.
I feel the pressure, but looking at this 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful faces in front of me, too much pressure already. But anyway, as we were just saying now, Glory, I think the mistake by the production was made in the first instance when they didn't address that thing of Nale saying, this man, she used the words in front of all the guys. Said, I feel threatened by this man. She didn't even say Themba. So to me, that hit home very hard. I'm like, okay, I wish you could see the whole thing, but definitely if something like that happens, Big Brother should automatically say, guys, with all the cameras, check everything. I need to address this because, as you were saying, in our country, is quite a big issue. There are guys who
Yes.
end up in jail, end up in all of some kind of troubles because of ladies claiming that they were threatened or beaten up or all of those things. So yeah, for me it's a very sensitive thing, but yeah, I think they missed a trick there, Big Brother and his team. So now Nale feels entitled now to take any small thing that Themba does and enlarge it and make it seem like it's a big issue. So if she was addressed, then she will know that, okay, I'm playing my game, but I must be sensitive as well towards what's going on in the country besides this house. That's my take on it. I'm not defending any man. Glory, I'm just saying my piece.
I mean, thank you for that. And the reason why I don't think I'm going to stop talking about this is because the first, I think the first or second conversation we had about the Nthabii on this channel. It was one of you. She's not here today, but it was one of you that actually let me understand what had actually happened in the last season. That there was a case, there was a rape case, there was an allegation, and Big Brother that season had disqualified the two individuals involved. For me, that was huge. That was crazy, and I can only imagine the media buzz as at that time. Whatever it takes, it could have easily damaged the reputation of those two people. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, anybody that goes for a show like Big Brother, you want to go into the entertainment industry. So when something huge like that happens, there's always a question of, oh, why did you do it? Did you actually do it? Castigations will come. People will label you. There's the stigma, the societal stigma that, oh, you are the this, you are the that. You know. So in cases like that, we need the
That's why.
evidence. We need the receipts. We're not saying that if something like that happens, they should show us the
Yeah.
actual video of it happening live and direct. No. You know,
Yeah.
investigations needs to be carried out. And that investigation is very, very important to clear the name
Mm.
of the housemates involved. I'm not saying that Nale is lying. I'm not saying that Themba is lying or any of them is lying or not. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, nobody knows if any of those things actually happened. The only people that know are the organizers because they have all the footage of every single day, every single second and hour in that house. So I feel like they owe it to the two housemates involved, and they also owe it to the public that's watching the show to clear the air about that. And as you rightly said, if they are cleared, I do not think Nale would be able to be picking up on every single opportunity to provoke Themba
Yeah.
and to do
Yeah.
what he do. Yeah, I think you should have been able to create that line. A line would have been drawn that this is the extent to which you can actually do or say this to Themba or this of it. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Neelam, yeah,
They should play that
Neelam,
alarm for Big Brother sometimes, you know, to wake up a bit.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So I'm adding May back. We have someone on here,
Oh, but
Becky
just before Nilam comes in, do you remember how even Libo was so angry to regarding Keshwan when Keshwan was saying that to
Hi, Glory.
is trying to get report done. Dude,
Come on, this thing. Is there for a hospital.
Okay, that was really off. Sia, apologize for that.
no,
For
cool.
the break.
I was saying it's a very serious issue, Glory. Even Libo was so angry when he heard that someone is saying she's trying to get a girl drunk regarding Paul. That's what Keshwan was saying to Paul about Libo. So this is not it's not a light matter. I was really surprised when the production didn't do anything about it. I was so surprised. But in any way, on a lighter note, we can hope that Nale goes home, then Themba can breathe. Let's hope.
And I like how Libo defended Themba and said to Nale, you know, if you continue doing this, I'm not going to be taking your side. I will defend Themba because this is not right what you are doing. I was surprised too, and Venus was there and they were not saying anything. I mean, this is where I was like from the last week point where I was saying, if it's your friend, yes, you can be a friend and be loyal. But I mean, if you are a true friend, you will make your friend aware of maybe if they are right or they are wrong. Otherwise, you just I don't see the reason why you would be my friend if I'm gonna be asking you something and I want an honest answer and you're gonna be well saying other things instead of just giving it to me straight. I mean, you're gonna let me go out in a dress that I'm thinking that I look nice, and then people are gonna look at me funny because you are my friend. You didn't say anything. You know, it's that type of thing where your friend is not gonna be going there and giving you an honest answer, So it's a very complex issue, and it's surprising, honestly, that the production has not said anything. And the sad part is that day where Naledi was addressing him, Themba even forced to go to see Big Brother. He knocked on the door. He went there and told Big Brother, this is what happened and this is how I feel. And can you please, Themba was insisting. He was like, I'm not going to sleep until I speak to Big Brother. He went there, he spoke to Big Brother, but still nothing happened. So we don't know.
I want to agree with you. I'm sorry for just coming in, Glory. I want to agree with you, May and Sia. Big Brother was supposed to address it because he is the one who has all the receipts, all the conversations and everything, and they have time to can review and see the body language and listen to everything repeatedly, and then later on let the matter be addressed. Because like Themba was saying when he was pleading to Big Brother to say, I'm a father myself, I have a daughter, then what kind of a man will I be in the country outside this house if I am labeled in that way? I am willing to correct. That Themba was simply saying, I stand for correction. But then still Big Brother did not bring out the receipts and address the matter correctly, which I still maintain and feel that Nale, as much as she is beautiful and being a model and she's representing us well as women, but on that part, I think she's abusing the power or the privilege that we have as women in South Africa of being protected and using it, wrongfully. So that is, actually, I feel that Themba is under attack. If you could see Themba's reaction today when he was talking to Venus, I think somewhere he held himself back because now Venus is a best friend of Naledi. It's me now thinking I could be wrong. Maybe he's now thinking that, hey, I don't know what kind of influence they have upstairs, downstairs, and all that. Let me be withdrawn because maybe the same issue will come out and then now it will seem as if maybe it's the truth. That was just me thinking when he left Venus and went to that chair. He was very quiet and very reserved. And you could tell that the poor guy, maybe he's thinking of his wrongs or rights and everything. But honestly, Big Brother did not do that justice to this matter. We are not saying Themba is right or Naledi is wrong, but he is the one who has the necessary receipts. He can review and consult all the psychologists who can look at it and see how it really went down. Thank you.
I totally agree with all of you. And there's also something we haven't also looked at. Now, look at the two people involved. Look at Themba. Themba has tattoos all over his body. Now, in the world at large, not even just South Africa, there's a perception about people that are covered in tattoos. And it is not a good perception. It's a negative perception. It's a perception that says that this person is damaged. This person is troubled. This person is mentally unstable for them to have that much tattoo all over their body. But what people do not realize is that tattoos could be symbolic as per people expressing an experience they must have gone through in their life. Some people would rather have just one tattoo, and some people, they see it as art as well. And so they would rather just have it covering all over their body. Some people probably feel insecure about their outlook, their physical look, and so they would rather have tattoos covering all of their physical insecurities. So there are different reasons why people have tattoos and different people with their own preferences. But then society, of course, already, as usual, has a perception about people who have tattoos generally. And now look at Nale on the flip side. Nale presents the image of the perfect lady. She's classy, she's well-spoken, she sounds very educated, she sounds very, very bougie as well. She sounds like the type that rolls with the high and mighty. So when people see people like her, they do not expect any harm to come from people like her. So when people see people like Nale, they always assume and believe that she's the damsel in distress in any situation that is bad. I'm not saying Nale is a bad person. I'm just giving you the juxtaposition that happens normally with societal perception. When people see these two people physically, this is what society immediately concludes without even having any form of interaction with these two people individually. It's all about first impressions that matters. So when they see someone like Temba for the first time, okay, nah, this one is a bad boy. When they see someone like Nali for the first time, oh my God, she's so angelic. She has this baby crying eyes. She looks good. Blah blah blah. You know. So I just feel like, see, I'm gonna come to you. Let me just round off with my point, okay? I'm not gonna take your time. So I just feel like this is a very, very dangerous situation. That if
Yes.
the organizers do not handle it well, it might go south for
Mm,
both parties.
mm,
And because now normally it's something that should have been settled in private, but for the
mm,
fact that Nale openly laid those accusations in public on national television, let's assume that over 10 million people they've heard that conversation. Over 10 million people they've seen Nale cry about it. Over 10 million people they've witnessed Temba being distressed about it. So what do I say? The organizers will need to address it once and for all. Sorry, Sia, please go ahead with your point.
yes, Glory. You see what you just said now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's 1,000% correct. Can I say just 2 points? I'm gonna give you a quick example. Uh, in my house, I only have sisters. That's why you guys don't intimidate me so much. So I only have sisters. So now I was visiting home a few weeks after people had started, and I was sitting with my mom and my sister, right? And then I was like, I need to
Mm-hmm.
watch this thing. I put on Big Brother on, and then Chamber came on the screen, and my mom was like, "Oh, what are you watching? These people like this, because she saw the tattoos and everything like that. No, this thing of yours is not right. That it's a perception that you are just explaining now, that those tattoos and stuff, to some people, it will seem like
He's against
Temba is
them
kind of a
themselves.
person, you know. And now the second point is this. You see, maybe I stand corrected on this point. Nale, to me, Nale seems like, I don't know if you know, Glory, the term, and Nilam, the term, a South African term that is coconut. It's a term that we
No,
normally
I don't
use.
know this.
It's a term that we normally use for people who, I would say, who grew up more privileged, who ate a bit white-ish. Don't want to be racist about it, but you got that term. So Nale
Okay.
seems like she's a nice lady. She's a beautiful girl, but she seems like she grew up in an environment where she got whatever she needed. She was cooked for, cleaned for. All she had to do was just to be there, and everything came to her. So now, in that environment, she's not used to anyone even jokingly talking negative about her. I haven't seen
Possible.
anyone in that house saying anything negative to her except Temba. But Temba is not coming from a place of like, I hate you, as she was explaining today. It's like the privilege, she's used to it. So if this thing, as you are saying, does not get really, really, really sorted out, it influences Temba's game. It influences her game as well, because some of us will make up our own conclusions without the proof, and Nale will lose voters. Some of us will make conclusions without proof, and Temba will lose a lot of female voters because of this thing. So Big Brother in a way is also disadvantaging those two people's game as well. So I don't know what your take is on it, but for me, it's like this thing's been bothering me, because both of them can't be free around each other. They can't. Temba can't be free with Venus, because Venus is close with Nale. You see now, it's affecting a lot of things around the house. So that's my last say on this matter. But yeah, it's bothering me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Neelam, Neelam looks exhausted.
Nilam is just chilling.
I did 24 back to
She has
back this
Venus
week.
vibes now. Venus vibes right through chilling.
Man, couple with the fact that I had to watch series while I was at work and I was draining to see so much. I mean, it got me so drained. Like, what's up? But well, you've all said it with respect to Nale and Themba's situationship. Well, the primary, everybody we know the primary cause of our refute has been Big Brother is at fault. Well, I feel so too, because right from the onset, the day one that she called the full house, saying about the whole threatening situation from Themba, I felt Biggie should have addressed it. You know, the more that if you understood that part of Terry, you know, she kept on overly talking to Big Brother anyhow, until the character extended to Nthabii, because Nthabii is generally not like that. But that day she spoke as well, and Biggie had to address it. But that thing it keeps escalating. Really, that's the truth. That's the truth about a bad character. When it keeps on going like that, you never can tell who would pick up the flu from you. And
So I just want to
it's
quickly
go.
go through the comment section. I just want to quickly go through the comment section before I give my own 1 cent. So
Okay.
someone is saying, Glory, it seems as though you don't like Nali. So please let me just put this disclaimer out there. I have been saying it 1 million times. I don't know if that person was not paying attention. That this is not a judgment on Nale and Themba. This is basically outlining the realities of society, societal prejudice. And Big Brother Mzansi, even though it's a reality TV show, it also projects the realities of society. So please, let's educate ourselves about these things. People watch the show, they get entertained. But at the end of the day, we need to also remind ourselves that the people playing the game, they are human beings. They are going to come out of the house back into the real world that they left. And when they come back, they are not going to be treated the same way they were treated before they went into Biggie's house. There's going to be new realities around them, new expectations. The things that they did inside the house, they will be judged by those things, regardless of if it was a strategy to win the money or not. And that is why we're having conversations like this, because we want to educate people that, okay, this is what is actually going on. The organizers should do their part. They are in there, they are playing their game, they're doing whatever. Of course, they should be accountable for their own actions, but they don't know the reaction of the viewers out here. We are the viewers. We're getting these reactions, we're seeing these feedback, and we are talking about it because people need to be educated about those things. So if you are a Nale fan, and you think all of us talking here do not like Nali, then I think you don't like Nali at all. You are doing yourself and your faith a great disservice, especially if you are not having such a conversation. So I would encourage you to, instead of thinking that nobody here likes Nali, you join this platform and come and talk. That would help you to also blow off steam. Okay. Now,
Yes,
let
I was
me.
gonna chip.
Yes,
Okay, I was
sorry, go
gonna
on.
chip in. One of the issues we have in the society is the women supporting women thing. So when a woman does something negative, they believe we all should. I'm not saying it's so obvious that this person is a Nali supporter, but as much as we all have our favorites in the closet or publicly, privately, you should understand that when it comes to a bad habit or a bad character that can cause a rift, a legal rift, if I may say, we have to be careful, extremely careful. It doesn't
Yeah.
depict. In fact, Nali is one of, from day one. She has been in my top 5 until lately. Man, the thing has been so shivering. But the person needs to understand that, yeah, Nali is your favorite. As much as you embrace her flaws, you need to stand for what is right. And we are not saying
Exactly.
she is right. We are not saying she is wrong. We are not saying
Yes.
Themba is right or wrong. We just need the right person, the whole receipt of this, where whichever this thing started from, the whole January, we just need receipts and proper decisions to be taken to address it. That's just it.
And I like how May started it. I don't know if it was May. I think May. I think it was you when you said that Themba, ever since getting into the house, he's always been like a closed book. And then when they had that wager task drama, the love story, and he was Dracula. immediately he realized that he was free in that character role, and then he took upon himself the role of Dracula in the house. Ever since then, he became overly expressive to the point of being rude and provocative sometimes. So, if you had seen my previous video, guys, I'm saying this out there. If you had seen my previous video addressing the Nali and Temba rift, I made mention that, listen, the fact is, Nali and Temba, they provoke each other regularly. And Temba, he does his own via very, very subtle remarks that are very offensive. I mean, the other day he was talking and he said, "Oh, what does Nali have to offer other than a face?" That's insulting. That's offensive. It's degrading. You know, I mean, statements like that. If Nali comes out and she sees that conversation, she's going to lose it. So I can imagine already a reaction when she comes out, you know. So both of them, they provoke each other, right? And so it's not a case of anybody taking sides that, oh, this one is better than the other one. It's us stating it the way it is, that these two people on a similar measure or a similar level, they've been, you know, provoking each other from time to time. And yes, it's all a game, but something defamatory was said about Temba. And so we need the truth to come out because these people's reputations are involved now. When they come out of the house, that's when they're going to face the music. Now they're still inside the house, so they might not really know what's going on out here. But then when they come out, then they will face the reality. And remember, their career is only going to start in full force after the show ends. When they come out, they are going to have to work with brands. So tell me which brand will want to be associated with with a housemate that has been accused of such. So this is what we are trying to avoid. We don't want anything that's going to tamper with these newfound opportunities that they will be having. Yeah. Tia, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Glory. Yeah, thank you so much. I know I've been saying it's my last say on this thing, but this is my last say, really, really, really. Because the thing about this issue is a very relevant issue in the present day we're living in. This dynamic of male and female, see this thing of Temba, it touches some nerves. But what I was trying to say, Glory, is this. I believe all of us here now and other people watching, we all have our favorites. Even Glory does. But I know she won't say it, but she does. No. We all have. So when we come together like this, we're not debating an individual. We're debating the I don't want to say storyline because it's not written, but we're debating a topic. The topic is a woman accusing a man of doing something to her. That's what we're debating, not Nale or Temba per se, the both of them. So I would like to encourage guys and everyone listening to when we talk. I've got my favorite as well, but when you guys speak not so nicely about my favorite, I also get touched, but I get touched inside, not there. I don't bring it to the conversation, you know. So let's please talk from that perspective. That okay, let's tackle the issue and not be on the favoritism thing and stuff, you know. I'm done with this topic.
Thank you so much.
Because in the same breath, we also encouraging Big Brother, if this incident did occur, in all honesty, it won't be nice to see a woman going through such traumatic event and nothing being done about it. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be done. If Temba did threaten Nale, she needs justice for that. If she's wrong, she needs to be punished for that, because you can't just deframe someone of something that did not happen, just get away with it when you are expressing it in a public platform where everyone is watching. In the same breath, if Temba did do something to her, he needs to also be punished for it, because you can't go around and be goating like she's doing, or provoking people and just get away with it. That's a peaceful. Everyone is there. They are playing their own game. Their own game. They need to be strategically, but not threaten or provoke or goad other people there. It's all fair and game in that. We don't care if you are quiet like Venice, or you are too loud like Terry, or you just calm and collected like Nale, or you are just going around women like Geshwan. He's not hiding it. He told Yoli and Tato, like, this is my game. Like, this is my strategy. I want you both. And, after school is after school. It's fine. It's all game. It's all fair in game. But if you're going to be taking it in that level, then it's all fair and game as well. Something needs to be done. I mean, it can't just be put out there and then nothing is done about it. And we going around like this, cracking our heads as to whether it happened or it didn't happen. But at the same time, the effect of it in public, in viewers, it's very negative. We can't just go around like that. It's not about favoritism or what. It's just being fair and square. Yeah.
Thank you so much, May. Okay, Latricia, let's hear from you before we move on.
Yes. I want to agree with everyone, and I also want to say we are all in the same route, but then everybody's taking his or her own route, but then we are on the same direction. We are pointing to one thing. I want to say, with what is happening in the Big Brother house with Nale and Themba, I just want to make one example. Themba once said to, I think it was during the week, said to Mpho Wabadim, or the previous week, he said to her, you cook nice, you have a nice body, you are beautiful. At once, Mpho was in the kitchen at the time. And then he said all those things. And then after that, Themba said to Mpho, in that Dracula talking, and said to Mpho, I wish I could touch your body. Can I do that? And Mpho said, let it end with the compliments. Thank you. Yeah? Another woman might take that as an offense. For May, it can be an offense. For me, it can be a compliment. For Nilam, it can be disrespect. You understand? So it all depends on how the Big Brother handled the matter. If I was Big Brother, I was going to call Naledi and say, do you take offense in this as an individual? Because what offends me might not offend you. Because we are wired differently, but somewhere we are the same. We are vulnerable beings and emotional beings as women. Men are muscular and all that. So I think it was supposed to be like that. And then Nalo was supposed to point it out to say, I am being affected by this because of this and this. And if really Nalo was affected, the way I know a woman who is emotionally affected, Nalo was going to show signs that Big Brother was definitely not going to avoid for sure. She was going to show signs. As a person, we are all women. Maybe we've experienced different things that we are not going to talk about here. But then once a woman is emotionally affected and threatened by a man, I can promise you, still in the same house, I can promise you there were going to be 2 or 3 things that Big Brother and his whatevers were going to see that, no, this woman really is affected. I am still not saying Naledi is wrong or Themba is wrong or who is right. But I am saying in that breath, I think Big Brother it must take responsibility and call them aside and do whatever and make sure that they look into it. And if Mpho, for example, accepted and took whatever that Themba said to her as a compliment, it doesn't mean that Thato is going to feel that is a compliment. Thato might feel disrespected, as I said. You see, so it all goes, it differs from person to person, and also the level or the view according to us as viewers. How are we going to view Themba? Themba is also important. He's a human being as well. It's important that we avoid his character being assassinated at the same time, unnecessarily so. So in that way, those are my closing words. Big Brother must take a stand on this one.
Thank you very much. Sia, I think we should move on from the Nale.
We're moving on. We're moving on, Gloria. I promise you. Just one thing. just one thing. Latricia, you hit it on the nail. But only the only thing that I will just add on your thingy. is that Naledi said it, and she was crying. She said it that I was. We don't need to ask her if she was offended or not. She said it that I was threatened by this man. You know, it's not like you have to go ask her again. Were you threatened or not? You know. So as you are right, you Trisha, Big Brother failed. Okay, fine. Let's leave it. On my side, I am done. Let's hope Big Brother does the right thing, because Big Brother can do what? He can go and what we call this thing? Google what? Not Google, man. And go and review Sis Tamara missing a dot on a Friday night game, but they can't do that on a serious matter like this. It's not right. Okay.
Thank you so much for bringing that comparison. That was very much needed. That was very much
Yeah.
needed. And you hit a chord right there. If Big Brother was able to go and review Sister Maria's game last night, he should be able
Google.
to go and review. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so let's just quickly move on briefly, yes, because we've been here for almost 2 hours now. Nthabii did not show up, but hey, we're having fun. So, but let's just quickly talk about Mpoa Badimo. Briefly, guys, I'm going to first start. I have noticed a significant amount of positive change and energy from Mpo that Nthabii was evicted, guys. And I must confess, not to throw jabs at Nthabii, but I felt like Nthabii needed to be evicted for the real Mpo to come out. That's what I felt. I saw a different, I saw a, Mpo was like a breath of fresh air this week, to be very honest. I
Mm.
saw the part of the show that was very much focused on the task at hand. That was very much focused on spreading positivity. That was very much focused on being open to other housemates to, get to know her. Formerly, she was not open. She was like this. You can't come to poverty. Nothing can penetrate that girl's head. But Nthabii is out of the house, and Mpo has been. I mean, guys, she's drifting in the house. Even she's up for nomination for people eviction. She's not even bothered. You know. I mean, imagine if Nthabii was in the house. I'm sorry to say, but no jabs at Nthabii. I'll say it again. But we know that by now they would have been talking about it non-stop. They would have been talking about it. But as I said before, I just feel like if Mpo has evolved this week, I mean that's what I'm saying compared to other weeks. Nilam is making faces. Lutricia is very very excited. Let me start with Nilam. Nilam, what is it?
You have to start with Lucia, not me, not me.
No, I have to start with you because you are making faces like nah. There are other things I saw. So please tell us. I think you do not agree, but it's fine. Let me know, please.
No, left to me personally. I'm a fan of Umpo and Nthabii, like those two. Aside the whole gossip of a thing, yeah, we ladies we tend, or the way we handle gossip differs, but I just love those two when they talk. I love the energy you give me, like the vibes, give and take thing. I love them about it. But this Umpo side, that words when they says you don't have a choice. There's no one else in that house that Umpo can be close to right now. Not Libo, not
But she and Sister Mara, I don't know if you've noticed, she and Sister
Yeah.
Mara, they've struck up a new relationship. And the reason why their relationship is sailing smooth, I don't know if you've heard Sister Mara's story. Sister Mara is, in a way, like Mpoa Badimo as a Sangoma because he's from a
yeah.
family of traditionalists. He was even sharing
Mm-hmm.
that story I think, yesterday that he's from a traditionalist family and he's the remaining male heir in his family. And that is why his
Yeah.
family were putting so much pressure on him to be a full man, a straight man, so that he can start reproducing. Because he has just one uncle that's the patron of the house, and then it's more of the women. So he's like the only man who is now available to start breeding children to continue the family lineage. He shared the story. It was very deep. And he mentioned about the whole spiritual thing. So when you hear him singing all those, oh God, all those things, his family is very spiritual. And so now there's the traditionalist side of his family, and there's also the Christian in his family. So his family is very spiritual. So he can connect on that level with Mpo. It's just that because of all the distractions in the house, with friendships and goals, both of them had never really had that opportunity to come together. So this week, because Nthabii was not in the picture, Mpo opened herself and she and Sister Mara, they've been getting along. And it seems as though, aside Nthabii and Libo, who really understood Mpo, Sister Mara is another person that really gets Mpo. And that is because she opened up herself. She said it herself that she does not really open up to anybody. So that's where I am coming from, aside all the gossip and whatever. And even about the gossip, this week I noticed that there's been no gossip. It's all about good vibes,
There's
conversation.
there's nothing to gossip about. Nothing.
There's nothing
That's the left to me. I feel there's nothing to gossip about, because if Themba and Nali's situation has not been the way it is, probably everybody would have taken sides. But they understood that with respect to what's happening, they ought to be careful as well. There's not been a side talk about the situation. This is wrong, this is right. They obviously only Nali and Themba knew the generation, the start of this whole situation. So nobody else is expected to make a side talk or remarks about it. But aside that, I noticed even while Nthabii was in the house, Sister Mara and Mpo, they've always been close. The three has always been like, I've always seen them as the three sisters of a thing. Like they do the old dance side.
That was because what's her name? Sister Mara was up for eviction at the same time as Nthabii, and I think Mpo as well. And there's this connection that nominated housemates have. You can relate with the next person because you people stand a chance of getting evicted. So both of you can share your feelings. What you're feeling, you cannot share what you're feeling with the other person that is not up for eviction. Even though the person was up last week, if the person is not up this week, both of you cannot have a proper conversation because you cannot relate on that tension level. So they were having conversations based on being nominated, but not on a friendship level. But this week, Mpo and Sister Mara, they are communicating based on a connection. You are from a spiritualist background. I am also from there, things like that. And Mpo, she talks to a lot of people by virtue of her being a Sangoma. So I just feel like now she's
those two from the start, from my notes, those two have always been that pair that you're not seeing friendship coming from, and boom, they just click that friendship. At first everybody was thinking Mpo and Nali, but from my notes, it has always been Mpo and Sister Tamara. That's what I've written out. Like it has always been the two of them. I have this thing I just give, like this sudden pair. You think they wouldn't be friends, and all of a sudden they just kickstart the friendship out of connection. You get it?
Yeah.
Like if this one doesn't leave, this other two, they are not seeing themselves connecting. They just you get it? That's like this week is just like these two people. They are just free. They are just there like a free bed. Anywhere we just go. Like just move.
Okay, let me go to Latricia, Nila wanted you to comment on it before her, but please go ahead, Latricia.
Yeah. Sorry, Latricia. I was going to say, Latricia is like should I say she's a judge? Yeah, like she's outrightly doing well as a judge. No, give it to her. Latricia is. She's really. She gives you this aspect of a complainant, and she also gives you the defendant part. Like, this aspect of a complainant,
and that's the way to go.
Can I say something?
The hammer.
You just nailed it. Glory, thank you for this channel. She nailed it. I'm working for the law. Let me not say much. I'm in the faculty of law in South Africa. Let's just close it now.
Yes.
Nice.
You nailed it. Thank you. You know me. I'm coming to Nigeria to see both of you. I'm coming.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Yes.
I wanted to say with Mpho. When Naledi, I want to agree with both of you. Naledi, Nthabii, I'm sorry. When Nthabii left, it was a blessing in disguise as well. That at least we got to see the other side of Mpho. And Mpho had no choice. She had to readjust herself and put her personal whatevers and everything, as much as she is my fan, but then she had to readjust quickly. And I applaud her for that, because she had to readjust herself quickly and see how she fits into the house. You can imagine how much they were separating themselves with Nthabii and all that. And then I want to agree with you, Nalin. Who's this? Sister Mara. Sister Mara was also a friend, but then Sister Mara is all over. Sister Mara is smart here and there, but she also has with Nthabii. 1, 2, 3, she's there, he's there. 1, 2, 3, he's there. 1, 2, 3, he's there. So Mpho had to immediately think fast and say, how am I going to survive in this house with this? So we truly appreciate that part. It's not a nice thing that Nthabii left. We still wanted to see her energy and her whistle after the party. We still appreciated her. We thought we will see her today, but it was somehow a blessing in disguise, just to shake Mpho out of her comfort, so that then she can start. And I want to appreciate Libo. I take my head off for that guy. For going to Mpho, he did not know that he's going to be head of house. For going to Mpho and saying, Mpho, let's just be civil with each other. That takes a real man to do that. I respect him for that. Although Mpho was negative and looking at him as if he is trash and everything, but I respect him for what he did. And going to Mpho and saying, Mpho, Nthabii is gone. That means he could oversee that he's going to be neglected and all that.
He genuinely cares for her.
Yeah, he truly cares for her. Truly.
Yeah. Natasha, are you there?
I hope that Mpho, but then all in all, I want to say I agree with everybody. Let me not say much and start judging and all that.
Thank you so much. May, you were saying something. Please, let's hear from you, May.
I was just saying that my take on this week from Poe is that she's a breath of fresh air. Like she's almost like a counselor. Everyone goes to her and they have this nice, peaceful talk, whatever that they feel like. Like she started with Sister Mara, but I feel like everyone has been able to connect with her the whole week. It's different people for different topics, but it's just peaceful and light, and everything good. There's really nothing I can complain about for this week. I'm glad. I'm also just echoing what you guys are saying. It's just a breath of fresh air. I give it to
Thank you. Sia, you have a straight face right now.
Glory, I must skip a week. You're reading me too much now. I think I might I don't know what you all ladies said, because I got cut off. But I think you all agreeing in the sentiment that Mpho, after our guest for today, got a bit freer and more interacted more with other guys, right? Am I getting it right? Okay. But for me, if you remember what I said, I think it was last week or the other week, I was like, yes, I agree slightly with that sentiment as well, but also I still maintain that Mpho is a game player. That lady is playing the game. You remember I said, Claire, that everyone who she brings close tends to leave. And if you listen to Keshwan, Mpho, I don't know if she's doing it or it comes across as if she's doing it. She's clever. She's brilliant. She can shield herself and navigate through the game.
Yeah.
If you know, she had no choice but to integrate with the house, because you know what was going to happen if she kept if she stayed alone, even if Libu came to her and said, Mpo, all the story that he's been to her, if Mpo decided, okay, Libu, I hear you, sharp, then isolate again. She was going to be nominated each and every week. Mpo is clever. She knows that for me to not stand up, I can understand it's frustrating for you Saturday, Sunday to pack your you know most you beautiful ladies, you pack like you're going away for 6 months for a year. Every Sunday you pack your stuff, you look good, you look good, and then okay, you're lucky
Now you are exposing yourself that you stay with women. You know, you're exposing yourself.
No, no, May, no. I said this before. I stay alone, but I grew up. I don't have a brother. Anything. I got only sisters, so I know. You see, for example, if I'm going somewhere, I need to tell them, guys, we're leaving at 11 o'clock. I must be there probably at 12. Just keep on calling to say I'm outside or I'm coming, because I know if I'm there at 11, I'll leave at 12. So I made peace with it. Imagine now, every week you are packing your stuff on Sunday. On Monday, you get to take it off. Then again, frustrating. You can't think properly because you're like, I have to do laundry, I have to prepare for an exit interview, maybe. So it messes up with your game, you know? Some was clever enough to do what? To say, okay, now I've run out of shields now. What can I do? Let me enter them one by one. Let me bring them closer to me. Let me make them love me. Let me dance with them, cook with them, and do everything. So that lady is a game player. I'm looking at it from that perspective. Not that Nthabii free or something. No. If you remember, when Big Brother asked Ampo in the diary room, who do you want to win the game? She never mentioned Nthabii. She never mentioned Nthabii as a first person. So Ampo is playing the game, but she's clever enough to.
Before that, Nthabii is our biggest competition in the house.
Yes, exactly. Which does what it ties in with what I'm thinking. I might be wrong that Port does what she sees. Okay, this one is a bit loudish, especially with ladies. I think Chamba said this to Venus that if you want to be friends with Nthabii, you must be prepared to be a cheerleader. You know, so she's a game player. She plays the game. So ladies, please don't. Let me not influence or try to make you think this way. But let's not do that thing of all of a sudden Paul got free from the cage. No way.
Partly you are right to say Mpo is playing a game, but then partly I disagree with you. The housemates themselves, they are now frustrated about Mpo because now they are sure that Mpo is strong. You understand? It's also a frustration for housemates to know that I'm competing against this person who is very strong. Let's talk about the trio, the number one trio. That is Libo, Tools, and Terry. They haven't been, okay, I can also add Sister Mara. They haven't been up for nomination more than once. You understand? So they are frustrated by Mpo because they don't know their strength against Mpo. That's why when they nominated Mpo against Geshwan this time, they said, Libo is one of the people who said that, and I think Tools also said that. They said Geshwan is strong, but they believe that Mpo is stronger than Geshwan. So she is likely to kick Geshwan out because Geshwan is a threat to them. So the friendliness as well, as much as Mpo is bringing them closer, it's not only Mpo who's making that move. The housemates as well, they are also trying to draw themselves closer to Mpo because they know that this person, it seems she has a lot of character. She has a lot of whatever. We don't know what they are thinking, but then all of a sudden they were all being nice. Starting with Terry, you name them, because they realize that whether we like it or not, whether we like her or not, but she is strong. And tomorrow they are going to see that she is really strong.
You know what? All of you all have said a lot, and Lucretia, I love the last point that you emphasized on. You see, gravitation towards a fellow housemate, it's not one-sided in Biggie's house. There is always gravitation every single day for different reasons. And the reasons that is topmost of the list for the housemate is survival, to stay in the house till the finals and possibly emerge the winner. At this point in time, these housemates, they are not playing the game to win for now. They are playing the game to at least make it to the top five. Because you
Right.
know that the moment you're in top five, anything can happen. At this point, nobody is really agitating to win the 2 million. It's in the final week that people will now start agitating and doing the most to be the winner for the 2 million. That is when they will now call them into their room. Oh, tell us why you should be the winner. They will now start selling themselves. But for now, week 10 is still kind of far away. So you need to impress the people living in the house with you so that you are not offered to the public to put on the chopping block. So, Umpo, yes, I totally agree. She's playing a game, and that's the same thing we're talking about here, that she's opening herself, allowing people to come in. Yeah, partially a game, but I also agree with Lucretia because she's not the only one making the move. It's now obvious. It's now a fact in that house that Gashwan and Umpo, they are like the strongest contenders in that house. So if you are not friends with them, you are going to face the chopping block. That is a fact. I mean, Gashwan has survived up to, I think, is it 6 or 7 times? Umpo has survived up to, I think, 5 times or maybe 6. So they are now, it's the word out there, the word on the street is, if you are not friends with the strongest people in the house, there's every chance that you'll be evicted. And that is why Tools is scared. Tools does not want to be in Impo's bad books. When he had his diary session, I think was it yesterday or the other day, what did he say? He can now see an entirely different perspective to Impo that he has never seen before. Hell, dude! You had every chance to get to know Impo, but you know that you're getting closer to the end of the show. So you want to be in Impo's good books. You know, so I agree with everybody here, but sadly we have to go. I mean, we've been here for over 2 hours and we totally need to get back to, watching the show and seeing what's going to happen
Like,
tonight. It's the Saturday night
For
party.
the
7
party.
afternoon.
I need to say something to Sia before. Yeah, I understand that
Hello?
Umpo is but she's the type that recognizes her weakness, her threats, strengths, and opportunities. Stephanie, that's all.
Yeah,
Thank you, baby.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much. Thank
Question.
you so much, Lucretia,
Yes,
Sia,
question.
May, Nina.
Bye. We meet here next week.
Bye.
Love you.
Yeah, bye.
All right, bye. I'm going to see you guys next week. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you. Bye. Thank you all so much for joining. Okay, guys, this is crazy. I mean, first of all, I want to apologize to every single one of you on here for not having Nthabii. As I said, we already concluded, we already had an agreement, but I guess she had other engagements to attend to, and it's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, we actually had fun. I'm happy we had this conversation because a whole lot actually happened this week, so it was due. Yeah, we needed to have this conversation. I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm glad that you all were able to share your own thoughts, even though you were not able to come on the virtual conversation. You were also able to drop your own thoughts in the comment section below. So thank you all so much. And let me remind us that we do this every Saturday, okay? I am having conversations with the housemates because they are available to be talked to. Now, usually, if the housemates are not available to be talked to, this is what we normally do on Saturdays during our live streams. We have conversations, one-on-one conversations, all right? So our Saturday conversations is not all about interviews or conversations with, ex-Bbmzansi or Bbnaja housemates. No, this is what we do. We talk, we interact. I want to know what's in your mind, just as you get to listen to me and also know what's on my mind. So I want to encourage us to please keep the dates going, all right? Make it a date with me again next week, Saturday. The time is 3 p.m. WAT, all right? And as I would always say, use Google Word Clock, check from whichever part of the world you are based. Let me know, or just join us basically, all right? That said, this is where I'm going to be ending today's episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah's FSWG Saturday YouTube live stream. I will see you all on another live stream. Okay, if you have anything you want to contribute more, this video, as usual, it's going to be uploaded onto my channel. Okay, so the live stream is not going to disappear like that. It's going to be available on my channel. So just go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Feel free to share the video as well. I will see you guys on another episode. Don't forget, tonight is the 7th Saturday night party. As usual, your girl is going to be giving you the lowdown of every single detail that happens at the party. That said, have an amazing, amazing day. Bye. Hey, stop right here. Don't go anywhere. You are especially welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah, and this right here is Frankly Speaking with Glory. I am the girl with the tea. I give detailed analysis of reality TV shows like Big Brother Naija, like Nigerian Idols, like The Voice Nigeria. You know, basically any reality TV show that actually interests you, it automatically becomes my interest as well. I literally carry on from my head. I give detailed analysis, I give detailed reviews. I run commentaries also because I want us to have fun. I want us to catch cruise. I want us to, you know, vibe to stuff like that. And reality TV shows are not the only kind of content that I put out on my channel. I also do movie reviews. So you see this Glory Elijah of a girl, she's a very, very boring sport. Guys, for real. I am super, super boring. However, whenever I feel like passing my time, you know, just having my own fun, chilling, being in a zen mode, I catch up on movies, which I find very, very interesting or exciting. But also, guys, I love reviewing those annoying ones because, hey, we have to call them out. You cannot come and waste my data, you cannot come and waste my precious time watching some really annoying movies. And I also talk about trending social topics because, of course, this life has to be balanced, okay? It's not all about entertainment and fun all the time. We also need to talk about those serious issues that concerns me, also concerns you as well. You're about to have a blast on this channel. I also share my life experiences from time to time. Yes, that is when people ask me to talk about it. But if people don't ask me to talk about it, sometimes I do not feel the need to talk about it. I like keeping my private things private. But once again, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, and as I told you before, you are in the right space. Trust me, you will be so addicted to this channel. People are going to be asking you, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And hey, don't forget to turn on post notification, all right? That is the best way for you to always receive alerts of my videos. So you see when